everyone! Today I'm going to share something a little bit different. It is, I'm on a quest to be a little bit more organized. Since having my baby aesthetic, I have realized that I have pretty much no time to get anything as much as I would like to get done. But I'm also incredibly motivated because I have so little time and I really want to make use of the little time that I have in the best way possible. So I've been trying to get super organized so that I don't fumble around when I have those spare hour here and there when he's taking a nap or I get a chance to work when someone helps me. I don't want to fumble around with my multiple to-do lists or my finances or my files and stuff like that. So today I thought I'd share how I am organizing at the moment and what I'd like to change. It's not really a how-to because I don't think that I'm there yet, and I shouldn't share my process because I'm not an unorganized person, but I'm not completely 100% super organized. So this is a process and I'm going to take you with me. But anyways, my intention is to increase my productivity, consistency, and then of course benefit my business in the long run. If I am using these small hours that I have, I don't have very long work weeks anymore, I want to be able to still produce or produce more somehow. Content, more illustrations, more products for my shop, create more opportunities for business, for collaborations with me and other businesses, companies, So that's my intention with organization. Plus it's kind of fun and it's nice when everything is in its place. So the first thing I want to share how I organize is when I get a project. And previously I had this system which is very analog, and I had a clipboard with the date that I got the project, what the project was, the price that I got it for, deadline, and then when I completed the project. And this is very useful, and I haven't used it for years, but it's fun to see. I've had quite a few projects, which is fun to go through and see how much I was paid in the beginning, which is like nothing. This is a good system. I don't use it anymore. I don't know why. Now I think it's fine that I just write my projects in my planner, and I never have so many projects that I forget about one, Now when I get a project, I just write it in my planner, like to do the sketches, and then I'll write that I have to do the ink process, and then the curling process, and then the final file. When I check off the final file, I know that I've emailed the company or whatever, and the project's finished. And then on to finances, because I brought that up. The way I track that is I have an Excel file that my uncle/accountant has helped me with. That's where I track all my ingoing and outgoing expenses, all the postage, all of the supplies that I buy, all of the bills I have to pay, all of the invoices that I hadn't paid to me, all that stuff. But anyways, to organize all that to help him when he's helping me, is I have a folder for all of my paperwork that I have, all the bills that I receive, all the receipts that I do, all the receipts that I have that are regular receipts I staple together for the month, and I put that in a regular envelope here that I have hole punched into my notebook. Here's August receipts. So this is for like postage usually, or supplies if I go to the art supply store or something like that. And then I have my different months set up, and that's where I hole punch and put on all my invoices, bills. I'll even put contracts and things like that in with all of my items. At the end of every month, I go through my folder, I organize everything, and I calculate what I've spent on postage and what I've spent on supplies, how much money I've received from my different revenue streams like Etsy, Kistify, Spoonflower, freelance projects, wholesale. And I calculate all that stuff together, so then I have a nice overview what I have paid for and how much I've made each month, and that's how I keep track of my finances, and so I can make sure that my budget's in check and that I am making enough money to pay for my bills, which is very important. Another tool that I use to organize my files is Google Drive. Instead of backing up a hard disk or just using the hard disk on my computer, which is, you should never do that, it's very scary, then all your files are gone, I back up all my files on Google Drive. I personally bought 100 megabytes, I think. No, gigs, of course. 100. And that's pretty okay for me. I'm actually starting to get up there, and I haven't saved all of my files on there, so I should actually buy more. I've also backed up to, I have a time machine, regular like Apple time machine. I have backed up to Flickr some of my images, and I think even my boyfriend's hard disk has backed up my main files, like all the illustrations I have in my Etsy shop. It would be very sad if my computer crashed and they just disappeared forever. So I made sure that I have everything on my Google Drive, and it's so handy that you can use it on my, I have two different computers. I have my desktop, and then I have my laptop, so that I always have access to the files that I need, and it's perfect for me. So I love using Google Drive for that. It's also handy that when I do create illustrations for, say, Instagram or something like that, I can save them to my Google Drive Instagram folder, and then I can bring it up on my phone too, so that it's easy to post the images, and I don't have to like email myself or, you know, something like that. So that's perfect. So I don't really need to do much there. I just have to make sure that I organize my files a little bit better. Like, I have a file for every client that I have, but within that file is just chaos. I just dump everything I've done. It would be better if I started to create files within my files, like a file for the first sketches, a file for maybe contracts, a file for like the process, and then a file for the actual final image. So I think if I had that organization set up, that would save me some time, which would be good. And then a new discovery that I have started using the past year is Airtable, and I'm so obsessed. It's kind of like Google spreadsheets or something like that, but it's a little bit one step better, and it's a little bit easier to switch things around, color code. You can have several different categories, and it's a way of it's a database, that's what you can call it, and you can make databases for everything and anything. They have tutorials and all this stuff. They have templates that are really easy to use. You can create your own, obviously. It's just a very good looking database system, which I like, because sometimes Google spreadsheets or Excel and stuff like that, it's kind of boring looking, you know. You can jazz it up, but not that much. So Airtable I've been loving to use. I've created one for Swedish creatures, and all of the information that we needed to categorize, to keep organized for our trip to New York when we did Surtex, and afterwards with all the contacts that we made when we contact, because we are 6 people, it's sometimes difficult to know exactly who's doing what and all that stuff. We've started making a timetable on Airtable so that we really know what's happening and who's doing what's in process, what we need to get done. It's especially nice that everybody has access to all the contact information of all the people that we have researched. So if somebody wants to, on their own hand, contact someone, they don't have to go through someone else or email us. They can just go into the database. It also, we have organized all of our designs that we have for sale. So if any of us go and have a meeting with a company, we can kind of sell for the other people. We can go into the database and see what's available, what colorways and stuff like that. So it's amazing. I'm so in love with it. I wish I'm in the process of creating a database for my business as well. I have started. Like, it's great for organizing my inventory of my scarves and trays and stuff like that. pretty much I just want to make a database for everything because it's so fun to just, I don't know, it's like a puzzle and try to figure out a process and stuff like that. It's just so handy and smart. I love Airtable. Especially helps me and my team at Swedish Creatures stay organized and everybody's knows what's up. And then the last thing that I want to share is my actual planner, because I think it would be smart if I did use like a Google Calendar and have everything online and everything synced to everything, but I really enjoy the process of writing down my to-dos, writing down my events, and using an actual planner because I like using pens, I like the tactile quality. I especially love checking in to-do boxes. Like, I almost want to write more things to do so that I can check them off. There's something strange with the power of a to-do list that makes motivation slightly easier, productivity a little bit more, because you really want to check in those boxes, and I think that's pretty amazing, and that's so simple. So I've been creating lots of lists, and I'm also embracing the bullet journaling community and all that that has to offer, and I've been adding Bujo elements into my regular Filofax planner. I got into all this planning stuff a couple of weeks ago when I was thinking I need to buy some more calendar inserts for my planner, but I was thinking the Filofax ones are pretty ugly, so can't maybe someone on Etsy has planner like printables that I can put into my planner to make it a little bit snazzier. And then I went on to YouTube and I saw all these planners, and people are creating their own spreads by hand every month, and it's such a huge, amazing community. People are so nice, and so I was totally sucked in. So I decided next year I'm going to hand make all my planner spreads so that they're exactly what I want and need for my business and all the different elements that I have within my business, for my own personal stuff, for my social media stuff, and for Swedish Creatures. So I have a gorgeous lilac Kikki K. I think that this is an A5 planner with gold details and has gold in the inside. I've created my own inserts already because the old ones were starting to get a little shabby. I just used black cardstock and I put little gold washi tape to snazz it up a little bit. And so far it's not really up to how I want it to be, but this is just how I'm testing out things and spreads that I'm going to use in the next year that I haven't started on yet. So I have like a future log with what's happening in the different months that I can put down as huge events. And then here's like the regular Filofax, or this is from the company Bird, I think they're called. So I have a weekly spread, and they have like the weeks going down with times, and then a section over here that I've been putting my weekly to-do list. But the problem is I don't have that many events at specific times during the week, so I really only need a small section for those events and stuff like that, and then I just need a master to-do list. What I've been doing is writing my to-do list within my events, and I can find that a little bit hard to see and stuff like that because they get mixed up and it can get a little bit messy. I'm excited about creating a spread that's really going to make this a lot cleaner and easier, and just have a master to-do list and my events in a smaller section. So I've started doing monthly overview pages as well, where I have recorded some stats from my Instagram, from YouTube. I put down illustration ideas for my Instagram, video ideas that I want to film for the month on YouTube, goals I put as well. And on the other side I have put down my projects that I'm working on, so that I have both personal projects and projects that are been commissioned. So I have an overview of what I'm working on this month, and then I put a section for tasks as well, things that I really want to get done this month. So every time I set up my weekly to-do list, I can go back to this page, this overview of the month, to see what I need to get done, what I'm working on, my goals that I want to get. I hate saying goals, if you didn't know. my intentions for the month, and I think this has helped me really focus on what I want to achieve for the month, for the week, and per day. So then it takes out, what's peeping like this? A couple of features that I've added to my weekly spreads to motivate me a little bit more, to keep up my productivity, etc. So I can tick it off. Here's a couple of weeks ago. So I have my events and stuff like that, but as you see, it's pretty much not filled in because I don't have that much to do during the day certain times. And then my to-do list fills up pretty quick. And then I have another section of things to check off, such as my Etsy. I want to make sure to renew a couple items every day, so I can check that off if I do that. Stack's awake if you hear a little dude. My YouTube video that's filmed for the week is filmed, edited, I uploaded and shared. And then on Instagram that I have a illustration for every day of the week. Yeah, so that's kind of stuff that I'm working on to make sure and plan so that when I do create my spreads for the next year, that I'll have everything perfect and ready, you know. It's kind of fun to work on. I've even gone so long as to like map some ideas out because I want to make even though this process is going to take a long time, I want to make sure that afterwards, once it's all finished, that it will be a little bit easier for me and stuff like that. But this is also really fun, so I'm doing this kind of in my free time. So I'm in the process of designing this, and I think I could go in further in a separate video, otherwise it's going to be 50 million years long. I think that's all for today. I hope you found this interesting and helpful. I am quite organized, but I want to get better. I'm always trying to get better at lots of things. Oh! Beep, beep, beep. Stark can come saying goodbye. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.